They'll run down the hill in one of the most storied entrances in all of college football. Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers since 1945. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Golden Gophers will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Clemson Tigers offense will get the first swing of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Dialing up the second down pass play. Gets it out quickly. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zoned and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
And to keep this opening drive going, they'll need to convert 3rd and 1. To the ground to try to move the chains. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
They're going to ride this running back.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. Looks as if they might have a little something going on that drive, but they'll have to kick it. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. So Minnesota's offense will get the ball for the first time. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
This just is such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Handoff to the single running back. On the move at the 30. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
Moving closer to the red zone, it's at the 27 on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the grab, it's Gaines.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
The noise level is relentless here on second down. Caught in the backfield, it's Lacy. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. This crowd knows when to bring it. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. Catch in the middle, it's Adams. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. Fans are bringing the noise on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Minnesota! They'll try to add another to their lead. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The kickoff team out there to boot it away, and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you in attack.
Afterburner's coming. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field, because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
They'll leave it with him. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Complete out of the backfield. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. First half, 4th and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and deliver a strike, and we've got playmakers stretching the field vertically. They show you how dangerous they can be on that last 4th down there.
They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the 2nd. First down to start the drive after the break. They go to the ground. Running it in the red zone, imposing their will and picking up 5 down to the 15. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. On the run, it's McCaffrey. Relying on that running game inside the red zone, he picked up 3 to the 11. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll try to power their way ahead. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
No movement from the field goal unit. The offense is out there to try to keep this drive alive on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Caught near the sideline. It's McCaffrey. Goes out of bounds, but they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. That might seem like a risky call to go for it on 4th down there, but you can't just hand the defense a win in that spot, David.
No, and when you go back and you look at games, a lot of times those field goals get you beat. And this offense is like, forget that, we're going to be aggressive. And because they got it, it's a great call.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. Makes the catch. It's McCaffrey. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
So it's 3rd and long, and this quarterback right now has got to be expecting pressure. So you want to know where your hot routes are. You got to know where your best one-on-one matchup is. But understand this, we're still in the first half. If the defense gets you, tip of the cap, you can take a sack. Punting the football at this stage of the game is okay.
It's still 3rd and goal. They want to just keep throwing it. To the end zone, and it's picked off.
This quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on 3rd down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw right there. They were ready, had a really good coverage call, and they get the INT.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson, great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right here, man, sometimes he just looks like a throwback.
Pocket starts to collapse. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd. The Golden Gophers will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. First one is away, and boy, did he put in work in that loss last week, kicking it 5 times. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just...
And that pass picked off. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it first down at the 39.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
It's complete to the left. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. And the Golden Gophers in the hurry-up.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the quarterback.
It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Trying to get to him. He's going to run it. Across the 25, he's got room. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The Golden Gophers have it with a 1st and 10. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Extending the play. He was able to squirt free and pick up a few and avoid a negative play there.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you...
Touchdown, Golden Gophers! What a catch and run for 6.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And
he tosses one high and deep down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on 1st down. Now back to the air. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're scaring at 3rd. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. They've converted twice on 4th down so far. Will they make it 3? He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws right in those holes. Get those 1st downs. Get those big chunks.
And the Golden Gophers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. From the gun, looking for a man. They're bringing heat. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. Snags it. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. They'll run it. Jumped on top of the pile.
I know the aggressive plays to go for the touchdown, but with a little bit of lead right here and a great start from my offense, I'm going to kick this field goal, Paul.
I'm going the other way. I'm going aggressive here. You can put the nail in the coffin with the touchdown. Even if you don't get it, they still have to drive the entire field on your defense.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3 spot before the break. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he takes this from inside the 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Death Valley. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. I'd honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They start this third quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys.
And he's running in the open. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll run it on 1st and goal. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And that will extend their lead even further. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Oh, he's going to bring it out. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
In these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and it just spread me out and make me defend so many things. And you could tell They got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Off he goes. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Fires toward the end zone. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but, man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Catch and stride inside the 15. Touchdown, Tigers. What a grab and go for the score. And the extra point was good to finish things off. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Washington went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Huskies always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. Makes the grab on the left. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. That completion delivers a first down. They're going to run it. Cross the 30 to the 35, and that's a gain of 6.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. He's got him in the flat. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. He'll do it himself. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
He's going to pass on 2nd down. With the catch, it's Mills. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He's got an open man. Can't get him to the ground. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the 3rd quarter. That's going to do it for the quarter, and Minnesota has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Give to the single back. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Ball's at the 27. It's third and short. Can they avoid making that fourth down decision? They'll try to bully their way for the... Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he sprints